Bienvenidos! My name is Ninette, and today I'm going to talk about healing crisis. Now, if you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you would do so. This helps to share content with other people and for them to be able to see it. I really love this information and I feel like it's very important for others to know. So thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my channel. So healing crisis is really important to understand because we go through it oftentimes without even knowing what it is, if you're not familiar with it. And if you don't know about healing crisis, a lot of the time it is mistaken for allergies, it is mistaken for other disease. So let's simplify what healing crisis mean. And it is usually the worsening of symptoms when you start to a new regimen, such as, you start juicing, or you go do some body work, energy work, massage. You start getting on a new healthy regimen, specifically clean eating. And it can come from ceremonial work as well. You're tapping into the shadow and things get moved around in your psyche and your emotions and physical, energetic, spiritual, mental. Everything starts to get reorganized in your body. So with healing crisis, usually things start to feel worse before they actually feel like they're getting better. And it's like opening up a can of worms. And sometimes it feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But when you're opening up a can of worms, what you're doing is you're reorganizing layers in your body. And the nervous system is responsible for these changes. We're tapping into the body, we're tapping into old traumas, old toxins, heavy metals, behavioral patterns, old emotions, and everything just starts to surface up. And we want those things to go like this, in layers. Healing layers are really, really important because that means with your body's divine wisdom, what you're actually tapping into is the body knowing what it needs to do and what levels it hasn't been well on. Now, in ceremonial work, we often say you're getting well now instead of you're getting sick. So keep that in mind. With healing crisis, you're getting well versus you are sick, because that is wellness happening in your body and it's wellness being created. Doesn't feel like it can feel really crappy. However, if you understand it, you can tune in and you can say, oh, I'm in healing crisis. And that happens on all levels: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic. And so it's going to allow you to tune into parts of you that you might not have even been aware of. That's been going on for a long time, specifically if there's been trauma, specifically if there's been dis-ease. And it's really important to understand what is happening with you so that you can take care of yourself in the best way possible so that you can maximize this opportunity. And maximizing this opportunity also helps you to optimize your healing so that you can optimize how your body is functioning, how it's performing. We all want our bodies to perform better and an optimum. And when we understand these things, instead of getting frustrated, we can celebrate ourselves, which I really love. The healing crisis happens due to an overload in the system and the overwhelm of changes, but it starts to wake things up, which is awesome because in our current society and the way the world works and everything else, people are used to lots of stress and they're used to tuning out and they're also used to numbing out. It's a thing in today's culture. So now that we're waking up, we can go into our bodies and start to connect into our bodies, into our mind, into our hearts, and we can start to come alive again. And this is part of the healing, is getting to know yourself again. So Some symptoms of healing crisis can be confusion, anger residual, grieving is it's a big one, and rashes. Lots of different kinds of emotions will start surfacing. There could be a lot of inner child stuff will come up, digestive issues, fatigue, confusion, dizziness, nausea, headaches, the inability to process things, head fog. There's a lot of different ways that healing crisis shows up in our lives, and it's not always all of them at once. Sometimes it's a couple here in the beginning and a couple there as we're going through the motions of healing crisis. But welcome this change and welcome this celebration of your body that's healing and it's getting well. Things that healing crisis can also activate is heavy metals, old toxins. You can be clearing out parasites. You can be clearing out toxins to prescriptions, which are really heavy in heavy metals. You can be clearing out sugars, toxicity from alcohol, any recreational drugs as well. Lots of things can come up in healing crisis, and when we're in healing crisis, it actually takes 10 times more nutrition to heal the body because your body is actually working deeper on a cellular level, and so it's going to need more nutrition. And it's really important that you actually eat as clean as you possibly can, staying off the sugars and staying off the caffeine and staying off high acidic foods. You want it to be more of an alkaline based diet. And when you're clearing up these things, your body needs more energy and more nutrition because it's working harder. And so that's part of the fatigue, is that it's consuming more energy to help you get well, plus perform your regular daily tasks. It's also really important that during healing crisis, you get some rest. You drink enough water. You're patient and you're kind to yourself. And you listen to your body. Really honor it. At this time, it's an important time to connect and to reconnect with your body. Increase water. Things that can help with healing crisis is Epsom salts, ginger tea, taking chlorophyll, probiotics, taking your greens, which is cellular food, cell energy, cell detox, and helping the cells and helping the organs, specifically the liver, and assisting it and giving it a little boost to be able to get you through the healing crisis and give you the energy that your body needs and deserves to be able to do the awesome good work that it is doing through this healing time. The greens are micronutrition, and there's lots of different several products out on the market as far as greens go, so find one that you like. You can also juice celery for 3 weeks, and that will reset the adrenals, just plain celery. Some people add lemon or lime to it, and some people actually add cucumbers. I love juicing because juicing is a really great way to get fresh nutrition, but it will also detox you quite a bit. Some people do carrots with beets, and celery, apple, cucumber. I like to add a little bit of ginger and some apple to it and squeeze of lime. The reason that this is really important to me to share is because when I was younger, I had endometriosis. And starting from the age of 12, I started having a lot of issues. And it was really frustrating because nobody told us about any of this stuff. And so when I started my healing journey, when I was about 17, I started doing the 3-day lemon water fast with syrup and cayenne. And, I didn't realize that I was in healing crisis. So when you don't realize, you think that you're sick, and you don't really know how to make this process more productive. In healing crisis, you can experience flu-like symptoms, and you can go backwards in time So your body starts to cleanse things out. I was getting sore throats, ear infections, growing pains. I was getting so many different things, and I realized that I was kind of walking back in time from things that I had had a lot as a child. And I was always getting sick, so I had my tonsils removed, which they thought that would be a solution, but it wasn't. It was my body had toxins. And growing up in Mexico, we eat a lot of meat and high-fat foods and these candies with lots of sugar and all these things. And so what it really was my body was not performing at optimum with my immune system at a young age. And so when I started my healing journey, I was going backwards in time as my tissues were healing and these things were surfacing. And I didn't understand that. And I'm laying in bed thinking I'm coming down with the flu. I was shivering and thinking that I was coming down with something, but it was healing crisis. And I'm really thankful to my mother, who also taught me these things, because she was learning at the same time. And we were learning iridology, we were learning about health and juicing and clearing the body. And it was a really, really great time, because by learning this, I was really able to help other people and also start being more mindful as a mother and raising my children and the things that we ate in our home, and having a daily routine of juicing and not inviting sugar foods into our home, not inviting a lot of high gluten foods into our home. And I actually was a vegetarian for a while. And so being mindful of the stuff, I also was able to learn a lot about Candida. So I did some Candida cleanses, which also threw me into healing crisis. And Candida can be a really big deal, which is basically yeast in the body. And yeast actually multiplies with sugar and alcohol and acidic foods. Candida is pretty common, and you want to be able to recognize certain things and certain foods and what agrees with you, what doesn't agree with you. So with healing crisis, you're just tuning in, you're just paying attention to your body, and you're being mindful of what has worked, what hasn't worked, but also allowing your body to heal, allowing your body to make those changes. And then also lots of breath work, relaxation, because your body is going to need you to get more grounded and more centered. When you're grounded, your body can actually heal. When we're not grounded, it has a harder time healing. And the longer you are not grounded, the more your body gets stressed out. And so it's really important to wind yourself down through healing crisis, because it already is a pretty stressful time relieving toxins from your body. Sometimes just even getting something as simple as energy work will put you into healing crisis. So it's important to know, have I gotten a massage? Have I gotten energy work? Have I done ceremonial work? Have I shifted my diet? Have I been under lots of stress? Even traveling sometimes, a shift of environment, a shift of different kinds of foods. So pay attention and tune in. This is a really great journey for you to get to know yourself on your wellness and take care of yourself. That's what matters. The more you take care of yourself, the more quality of life that you will receive. And your body's going to take care of you because you're taking care of it. And even though it doesn't feel like you're actually getting well, just be really mindful that all this crap that you've put into your body has got to come out some way. And your body is doing this amazing thing that it's designed to do, is to align and to balance and to help you become your very, very best. The healthier you are, the better you will perform, the better your body will take care of you. You'll sleep, you'll have more creativity, it'll be easier for you to be more clear, and also be empathetic and compassionate to others because you are practicing empathy and compassion towards yourself. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to my channel, please do so, and follow me on Facebook. I'll put the links inside in the description below. I'd love to hear from you if you have any ideas on any more things that you'd like me to talk about, or you just even comment about this video. I would love to connect with you. Adios.